guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Was Missy Elliott being shady towards Nicki Minaj? That is the question of the day, because when it was announced that Nicki Minaj went #1 for a Super Freaky Girl, Missy Elliott decided to tweet a few questions. She tweeted, "I have a question. Is there a difference between a hit and a classic record or no? And if so, what's the difference?" Now, some fans, felt like she was shading Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj went #1. And if you guys remember, Nicki thanked Missy when Missy, congratulated her for getting the Vanguard Award. But she did throw a slick shot in the thank you and said mumbling and cackling because if you guys remember, it was revealed that Missy Elliott sent Queen Latifah the Shethar record in 2017 when it dropped. And ever since then, I think Nicki Minaj kind of peeped how the older female rappers were kind of moving. But with that being said, I personally don't believe the older female rappers really rock with Nicki Minaj like that. And Nicki Minaj knows this. But to answer Missy's question, yes, there is a difference between a hit and a classic. A hit to me is a song that gets a lot of radio play, might be played in a club, it might be trendy for the moment, but it's not timeless. And a classic record is timeless. Okay, you can play a song 10 years from now and it still hits. That's a classic song. And Nicki Minaj does have classic songs, in my opinion. I feel like the Monsterverse, that's completely classic. People talk about that till this day. Moment for Life, that came out in 2010. People still talk about it. Anaconda, Super Bass. Nicki Minaj does have a lot of classic songs and classic verses. But I do feel like people overlook Nicki Minaj when we're talking about, being in that conversation of putting out classic music. I feel like she does get overlooked in that conversation. But in my opinion, Nicki Minaj does have a lot of classic songs, okay? Because a lot of her verses and music is timeless. People are still talking about, Anaconda, Super Bass, Monster, Moment for Life. And that's because Nicki Minaj is a legend. Moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. So it looks like Megan Thee Stallion revealed in a recent interview that she texted Beyonce, and Beyonce told her not to worry about the drama. Now, allegedly, she said this in a recent interview. I don't watch all of Megan Thee Stallion's interviews because I feel like she's very hypocritical and she tries to pretend like she's innocent. Do I feel like Beyonce is texting Megan Thee Stallion? No. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion is the same person that said that Cardi B was her best friend. And then Cardi B came out and said that Off the Cheat was her best friend. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion says she loves, Doja Cat. She has dinners with Michelle Obama every Saturday. I feel like a lot of times Megan Thee Stallion comes off as an opportunist and a social climber, and she just likes her name being attached to other big celebrities. Okay, now, do I feel like Beyonce is cordial to Megan Thee Stallion? Absolutely, because if Beyonce can be cordial to Rihanna, who allegedly slept with Camel Face, she could be cordial to Megan Thee Stallion. But I don't think she's just texting Megan Thee Stallion out of the blue like that. I think Megan Thee Stallion just wants that illusion because she wants the Beehive to support her. And then she also likes her name being attached to big celebrities. Because no shade to Megan Thee Stallion, but she does come off as an opportunist. And that's really no shade. Moving on to Lizzo. So it looks like Lizzo is getting clowned by Aries Spears, who is a comedian. And he said on Vlad TV that Lizzo has a pretty face, but she looks like the doodle emoji when she is naked. Now, I don't feel like that comment was necessary, but he is a comedian. And as we know, comedians can hit below the belt. Look at what Chris Rock did to Jada Pinkett Smith. Didn't he call her like a G.I. Joe or something like that? That's why Will Smith smacked his ass. I mean, most comedians, they hit below the belt. But I also feel like if Lizzo would post less pictures of her naked and just focus on the music, people would not always be talking about her body, okay? Because Lizzo is very much talented, but it's like her, Walmart Yonsei, aka Chloe, Ruby Rose, they always have to post pictures showcasing their body, and that becomes the forefront of their image. People are not going to focus on the talent. And that's the problem with the younger generation. It's like when you talk about Beyonce, Beyonce has a nice body, but we mostly talk about her talent. Same thing with Nicki, same thing with Lauryn Hill, same thing with Eve. Like the older generation, they get it. Like you can have a nice body, but don't let that be the forefront of your image of what people see of you, because that's what people are going to focus on. And that's the problem with Lizzo. The forefront of her career is about her body. Like everybody talks about that when you think about Lizzo. But it wasn't like that with Adele. Adele was big once, but people talk about Adele's talent versus her body. It didn't matter how big she was. And that's what Lizzo needs to focus on, the music instead of the antics. Moving on to Rihanna. Fans are not happy with Camel Face, aka Beyonce's husband, because he says on DJ Khaled's album that recently came out, he said basically he made Rihanna and Kanye billionaires. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Now, he basically said that he set them up to be in the position where they could become billionaires. But, people, were not happy about it, saying that Rihanna was self-made, Kanye self-made, and that, Camel Face, he's full of himself. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Now, I understand both sides. Do I feel like Camel Face had a hand in making Yeezy or Fenty? No. But he did sign them. They were on his label, Roc Nation or management company. He put money behind Rihanna. He even invested in Fenty. There's facts behind that. He invested in Fenty. So I do feel like he has contributed to their success. I mean, if you invest in somebody's company, of course you had a hand in their success. I don't really understand why people don't want to give credit to Camel Face, but people give credit to Lil Wayne. Okay, people give credit to Beyonce when it comes to her choosing Chloe and Halle, but nobody wants to give credit to Camel Face for what he did with Kanye and Rihanna. I mean, he did have a hand in their success. He invested in Fenty. But do I feel like he came up with the idea of Fenty or Yeezy? No. Okay? But he definitely put money behind them, and that's fact. He put money behind Rihanna and Kanye, and everybody knows that. So just give him some credit. Moving on to 11 Faces and Off the Cheat. So it looks like Off the Cheat is being called the Beyonce of the group. He just released a solo project. And I believe Bella Hadid is in the music video. I didn't listen to the song, have no plans on listening to the song. But let me know if you guys believe that Off the Cheat is the Beyonce of the group. I personally feel like the only reason why Off the Cheat is even getting a look is because Cardi B promotes him every 5 minutes on her social media. And then on top of that, I don't feel like people would even be checking for Off the Cheat if it wasn't for Cardi B. His career is, holding on by a thread. And once Cardi B decides not to be with Off the Cheat, the little clout that he has will be gone. The Migos used to be hotter than Cardi B at one moment in time, but it's no longer like that anymore. The same thing happened with Quavo. Quavo had a little bit of more clout when his name was attached to Sweetie. Now that Sweetie not really in the picture, Quavo only makes the news when he's attached to a female like Chloe or Karrueche. That's the only time Quavo makes the news. Okay, a lot of these men be clout chasers too. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and have an amazing day.